शिवोत्तम देवता सार्वभौम अखिलांड कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव स्तोत्र प्रिय स्तोत्रमवधारय। ओम नमो भगवते सदाशिवाय सकल तत्वात्मकाय सर्वमंत्र स्वरूपाय सर्वयंत्राधिष्ठिताय सर्वतंत्र स्वरूपाय सर्वतत्त्वविदुराय ब्रह्मरुद्रावतारिणे नीलकंठाय पार्वती मनोहराय सोमसूर्याग्निलोचनाय भस्मोज्जूलितविग्रहाय महामणिमुकुटधारणाय माणिक्यभूषणाय सृष्टिस्थितिप्रलयकालरौद्रावताराय दक्षाध्वरध्वंसकाय महाकालभेदनाय मूलाधारैकनिलयाय तत्त्वातीताय गंगाधराय सर्वदेवादिदेवाय षडाश्रयाय वेदान्तसाराय त्रिवर्गसाधनाय अनंतकोटि ब्रह्मांड नायकाय अनंतवासुकि तक्षककारकोटि अष्टमहानागकुलभूषणाय प्रणवस्वरूपाय चिदाकाशाय आकाशदिक्स्वरूपाय ग्रहणक्षत्रमालिने सकलाय अलङ्करहिताय सकललोकैककर्तृ सकललोकैकभर्तृ सकललोकैकसंहर्तृ सकललोकैकगुरवे सकललोकैकसाक्षिणे सकलनिगमगुह्याय सकलवेदान्तपारगाय सकललोकैकवरप्रदाय सकललोकैकशङ्कराय शशाङ्कशेखराय शाश्वतनिजावासाय निराभासाय निरामयाय निर्मलाय निर्मदाय निश्चिन्ताय निरहङ्काराय निरङ्कुशाय निष्कलङ्काय निर्गुणाय निष्कामाय निरुपप्लवाय निरुपद्रवाय निरवध्याय निरन्तराय निष्कारणाय निरन्तकाय निष्प्रपञ्चाय निस्सङ्गाय निर्द्वन्द्वाय निराधाराय निरागाय निष्क्रोधाय निर्लोपाय निष्पापाय निर्भयाय निर्विकल्पाय निर्भेदाय निष्क्रियाय निस्तुलाय निस्संशयाय निरुपमविभवाय नित्यशुद्ध बुद्ध परिपूर्ण सच्चिदानन्दोदयाय परमशान्तस्वरूपाय तेजोरूपाय तेजोमयाय जय जय रुद्र महारौद्र भद्रावतार महाभैरव कालभैरव कल्पान्तभैरव कपालमालाधर पाशांश डमरू शूल चाप बाण गदा शक्ति भिंडीपाल तोमर मुसल मुद्गर पाश परिघ कुशुंडी षटक्ति चक्राद्यायुध भीषण कर सहस्रमुखदंष्ट्र करालवदन विकटाट्टहास विस्फारित ब्रह्मांड मंडल नागेन्द्र कुंडल नागेन्द्रहार नागेन्द्र वलय नागेन्द्र निकेतन मृत्युंजय त्रयंबक विश्वरूप विरूपाक्ष विश्वेश्वर वृषभवाहन विश्वभूषण विश्वतो महामृत्युभयं नाशय नाशय चोरभयं सादय उत्सादय विषसर्पभयं शमय शमय चोरान् मारय मारय मम शत्रून् उच्चाटय उच्चाटय शूलेन विदारय विदारय कुटारेण भित्ति भित्ति खड्गेन छित्ति छित्ति खट्वाङ्गेन विपोदय विपोदय कुशलेन निष्पेषय निष्पेषय बाणैः सन्ताटय सन्ताटय रक्षांसि भीषय भीषय भूतानि विक्रावय विक्रावय कूष्माण्ड मारीच वेताल ब्रह्मराक्षसगणान् सन्ताटय सन्ताटय माम् अभयं कुरु कुरु त्रस्त्वं माम् आश्वासय नरकभयान् सञ्जीवय सञ्जीवय हृद्भ्यां माम् आप्यायय आप्यायय दुःखातरं माम् आनन्दय आनन्दय शिवकवचेन माम् आच्छादय आच्छादय मृत्युञ्जय त्रयम्बक सदाशिव परमशिव नमस्ते नमस्ते. Offering of Uttam Sikha at the feet of Devi Nityananda Sri Nithyanandeshwar Paramashiva is the offering of the Dravida Veda. देवदेवोत्तम देवता सार्वभौम अखिलांड कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव द्राविड वेद प्रिय द्राविड वेदम अवधारय शिवातिचित्रं बलं तेयुदीपं நிகழல்லவீனை கடவி மாசது திங்கள் கங்கை திமேல அதனாம் திங்கள் செவ்வாய் தன்யாலந்த சனி பாம்பிரண்டு தனே மாசது அவை நல்ல அடையாரவர்க்கு மிகவே சிவா திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.
Even a malignous man, by beginning in the company of satsangha, makes even the impossible as possible in this world. KAILASA is the message from Paramashiva to have superconscious breakthrough. Enlightenment, power manifestation, Paramashiva, everything serve to you without you even moving out of your couch. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. We can multiply the quality and quantity of your life. The most ancient, best way of life and best kept sacred secrets all these years handed over only from guru to disciple, guru to disciple, guru to disciple. Secrets kept inside the Siddha Paramparas, Siddha tradition. Enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. KAILASA is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Whole world should become KAILASians. KAILASA is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. KAILASA is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. KAILASA is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything.
Of the Uttama Seva at the feet of Devi Nithyananda Parashakti Sameta Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva is the offering of the Nitya Seva. Deva Devottama Devata Sarvabhauma Khilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Sri Nithyananda Parashakti Sameta Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Nitya Priya Nittam Avadharaya.
what I mean by the word KAILASA.
Nityanandeshwara Paramashiva is the offering of the Nitya Seva. Devadevottama Devata Sarvabhauma Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Shri Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Nityapriya Nittam Avadharaya.
मधुरा पुरी सदना मृदु वदना मधुसूदन हिग स्वागतम कृष्ण चरणागतम कृष्ण मधुरा पुरी सदना मृदु वदना मधुसूदन हिग स्वागतम कृष्ण शरणागतम कृष्ण मधुरा पुरी सदना मृदु वदना मधुसूदन हिग स्वागतम Krishna, Sharanagatam Krishna. Madhura Puri Sadana, Mridhu Vadana, Madhusudana, Swatam Krishna, Krishna. Mustikasura Chanura Malla Visharada Madhusudana. Mustikasura Chanura Malla Visharada Uvalaya Pita Vattana Kalinga Nirtana Gokula Lakshana Sakala Sulakshana Deva Vattana Kalinga Nirtana Gokula Lakshana Sakala Sulakshana Deva Sakadari Sakadari Sakadari
KAILASA is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. KAILASA is
Seva at the feet of Devi Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva is the offering of the Sankita Seva. Devadevottama Devata Sarvabhauma Akhilanta Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Shri Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Sangeeta Priya Sangeetam Avadharaya. feet of Devi Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva is the offering of the Sangeeta Seva. Deva Devottama Devata Sarvabhauma Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Shri Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Sangeeta Priya Sangeetam Avadharaya Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasya Hilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Muddugare Yashoda Mungita Mutya Mugidu Vidarani Mahimala Devaki Sududu Muddugare Yashoda Mungita Mutya Mugidu Vidarani Mahimala Devaki Sududu Antarinta Gulle Tala Rajeti Manityamu Pantamade Kamsuni Palivatramu Antarinta Gulle Tala Rajeti Manityamu Pantamade Kamsuni Palivatramu Pantulamu Lokala Garuda Patta Puta Pantulamu Lokala Salamalo Nunna Inni Krishnudu Chantalamalo Nunna Inni Krishnudu Muttugare 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 Yashoda Mungita Mutya Mugidu Siddharani Mahimala Devaki Sududu Muttugare Yashoda Mungita Mutya Mugidu Siddharani Mahimala Devaki Sududu Natikedi Ruchini Rangumovi Pagadamu Niti Govardhanapu Gomedikamu Natikedi Ruchini Rangumovi Pagadamu Niti Govardhanapu Gomedikamu Satamai Shankhachakrala Santulavai Suryamu Satamai Shankhachakrala Santulavai Suryamu Patiyamam Sugate Kamalakshudu Patiyamam Sugate Kamalakshudu Muttugare 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 Yashoda Mungita Mutya Mugidu Siddharani Mahimala Devaki Sududu Muttugare Yashoda Mungita Mutya Mugidu Siddharani Mahimala Devaki Sududu Kadambuni Talalape Pina Pusharagamu Yene Chitti Venkadadri Indrani Ramu Kadambuni Talalape Pina Pusharagamu Yene Chitti Venkadadri Indrani Ramu Palajalani Vilona Vayani Divyaratnamu Palajalani Vilona Vayani Divyaratnamu Valani Valakiri Patmana Guru Valani Valakiri పద్మనాభుడు ముద్దుగారే 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 యశోద ఇంగిత ముత్యము వీడు ఉత్తరాని మహిమల దేవకీ సుతుడు ముద్దుగారే యశోద ముంగిట ముత్యము వీడు ఉత్తరాని మహిమల దేవకీ సుతుడు అంతనింత గురువేతాల అరచేతి మాత్యము కంటమాడే కంటుని కాలిపడ్డాము అంతనింత గురువేతాల అరచేతి మాత్యము కంటమాడే కంటుని కాలిపడ్డాము కాంతుల మూడు లోకాల గరుడ పచ్చ పూత కాంతుల మూడు లోకాల గరుడ పచ్చ పూత చందలామాలోనున్న చిన్ని కృష్ణుడు చందలామాలోనున్న చిన్ని కృష్ణుడు ముద్దుగారే 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 యశోద ఇంగిత ముత్యము వీడు ఇద్దరాని మహిమల దేవకీ సుతుడు రతికేలి రుక్మిణికి రంగు మోది పగడము నీటి గోవర్ధనపు గోమేధికము రతికేలి రుక్మిణికి రంగు మోది పగడము నీటి గోవర్ధనపు గోమేధికము శతమై శంఖ చక్రాల సంతులవై సూర్యము శతమై శంఖ చక్రాల సంతులవై సూర్యము గతిరేకము గాచే కమలాక్షుడు గతిరేకము గాచే కమలాక్షుడు ముద్దుగారే 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 యశోద ముంగిట ముత్యము వీడు సిద్ధరాని మహిమల దేవకీ సుతుడు కాలింగుని తలలాపి గప్పిన పుష్యరాగము వేరే సిద్ధి వెంకటాద్రి ఇంద్రనీలము కాలింగుని తలలాపై గప్పిన పుష్యరాగము వేరే సిద్ధి వెంకటాద్రి ఇంద్రనీలము కాలజల నిధిలోన కాయని దివ్యరత్నము కాలజల నిధిలోన కాయని దివ్యరత్నము కాలని వల తిరిగే పద్మనాభుడు కాలని వల తిరిగే పద్మనాభుడు ముద్దుగారే ముద్దుగారే గారే యశోద ముత్యము వీడు ఇద్దరాని మహిమల దేవకీ సుతుడు గారే యశోద ఇంగిత ముత్యము వీడు ఇద్దరాని మహిమల దేవకీ సుతుడు దేవకీ సుతుడు దేవకీ సుతుడు.
What I mean by the word KAILASA, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to KAILASA, it's okay. KAILASA can come to you. KAILASA coming to you is KAILASA. What I mean by the word KAILASA, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is KAILASA. What I mean by the word KAILASA, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you
of the Uttama Seva at the feet of Devi Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva is the offering of the Paramashiva Shakti Avishkarana. Deva Devottama Devata Sarvabhauma Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Shri Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Paramashiva Shakti Avishkarana Priya Paramashiva Shakti Avishkaranam Avadaraya Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, I welcome all of you with my love and respects to today's Paramashiva Shakti Avishkarana. I am Manitya Yoga Pranananda. I am 13 years old and I am a Balasant of the Nithyananda Gurukul. And along with me here, I have an extraordinary power manifester. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Nithyanandam, I am Manitya Kalasarananda. I am 14 years old and I am a Balasant of Nithyananda.
Today, you will be witnessing the extraordinary Shakti of consciousness over matter. But before we begin the power manifestation, let's enter into a small introduction about the source of all, Paramashiva. Paramashiva is the primordial divinity, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form and causality. Today, an incarnation of Paramashiva walks among us in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, initiating millions of disciples all across the globe into the science of power manifestation. Today, Ma Kaladra will be manifesting the power of consciousness over matter in front of all of you. And as all of you see, I have a coconut along with me here. And I will be placing this coconut in my hand. And Ma Kaladra will not only be rolling it off, but will also be breaking some root pattern, some incompletion which is inside of me, which is stopping me to manifest the reality which I want to manifest. Yes. Before we begin the power manifestation, let's enter into the Shastra Pramana, the scriptural evidence, the scriptural proof in the Veda Agamas. This Shastra Pramana is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Kvachit vastuni vinyasya shanai drishtim nivartayet Tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavit Kvachit vastuni vinyasya shanai drishtim nivartayet Tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavit. With this beautiful Shastra Pramana, let us enter into the power manifestation. Kaladra will now start the power manifestation by chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, which is the direct passcode which connects us to Paramashiva and raises us to a higher frequency.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Yes. And as all of you saw right before your eyes, that Ma Kaladhara has rolled this coconut off my hand. And I would like to share one thing with all of you. I would like to share the Apta Pramana with all of you. The Apta Pramana are the experiences of Aptas or Vedic rishis and scientists who have time tested and verified this science. So the Apta Pramana for the power of consciousness over matter goes back to the time of Dwapara Yuga. When Sri Krishna was born in Mathura, King Kamsa was waiting to kill him, as it was prophesied that the 8th son of Devaki, Sri Krishna, will kill Kamsa. And Vasudeva wanted to protect him from King Kamsa and wanted to take Sri Krishna to his friend Nanda in Gokul. And as Vasudeva was walking with Sri Krishna to his friend, he had to cross river Yamuna. And it was heavily raining at that time, and the river Yamuna was in flood. He simply just requested river Yamuna to part and give him way to walk. Immediately, river Yamuna parted and left a sandy track for Vasudeva to cross with Sri Krishna. And as soon as they reached the other bank, the other side of the river, immediately the river resumed its former form. And it is amazing how our ancestors used to manifest these powers at the day-to-day lifestyle. Any problem they have, they'll manifest these powers. Now, all of you might be thinking, why are we not able to manifest these powers now? That is because over generations and generations, this science has got diluted and diluted, and that is why Paramashiva has landed again in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, to revive this very science of power manifestation. And next, I'll be moving on to the Atma Pramana, the experience of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam when he manifested this power of consciousness over matter. So one day, Swamiji was sitting with Arunagiri Yogeshwara, his guru, and Arunagiri Yogeshwara was explaining some Yoga Sutras to Swami. Arunagiri Yogeshwara explained that when you feel one with the nature listens to you. Swamiji asked, how is that? Arunagiri Yogeshwara told Swamiji to simply connect with a nearby rock. Swamiji connected with a nearby rock, and Arunagiri Yogeshwara just moved Swamiji's hand, and immediately the boulder started rolling even without Swamiji touching it. And Arunagiri Yogeshwara stopped the hand movement, and immediately the boulder stopped rolling. So this is the Atma Pramana of His Divine Holiness Swamiji himself when he manifested this power. And all of you can also manifest these extraordinary powers now with the initiation, with just a simple diksha of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And do not miss the opportunity. You can register into the Paramashivoham level 2 program, and you will also get initiated into these powers by His Divine Holiness, and you will also be able to manifest these extraordinary powers as a day-to-day lifestyle. And with this, we would like to thank you all for watching this Uttamottama Seva, today's Uttamottama Seva. Please stay tuned for the upcoming events and come back tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. IST, to witness this Uttamottama Seva. We thank you all. Thank you, Nithyananda. Can you tell?
What I mean by the word KAILASA, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is KAILASA. What I mean by the word KAILASA, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is KAILASA. What I mean by the word KAILASA, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is KAILASA.
Kailasa, the good God country. Hinduism has something great to offer. Hindu God, Paramashiva, is good. We love him not just because he gives us what we want, but because he is good, and he has so much to offer to the world that makes the best nation. Hindu God has life positive, all-inclusive, good, spiritual, social, political, and moral principles. Hindu principles are guaranteed solutions for all the major problems of humanity: resettlement, violence and lawfare, impoverishment, inequality, environmental footprint, pandemic and biowar, disputes, feminist movement, women's rights, child rights, minority rights, linguistic rights, human rights. Because Hinduism has the best to offer to the world, Kailasa, standing tall since 1994 for the grand narrative of Hinduism, is the good God's country. Founder of Kailasa, Paramashiva, and his 1008th incarnation, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, the enlightened civilization, the greatest Hindu nation. His Divine Holiness was birthed by his predecessors of enlightened masters, great rishis, munis, siddhas, who predicted and recognized His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as an incarnation of Paramashiva as per the science of incarnation described in Hinduism. From his first Chaturmasya at the age of 3 in the year 1980 until the age of 16 in the year 1994, the Supreme Pontiff was trained for the revival of KAILASA. He began reviving KAILASA from the age of 16 after the coronation on the 25th May 1994. KAILASA that we see today is 26 years of sincere hard work of the reviver and Hindu diaspora all over the world. KAILASA has a potential population of 2 billion Hindus worldwide, with over 100 million applications to its citizenship already applied. Hinduism has stood over 10,000 years as an enlightened civilization, has been a global beacon of spiritual and timeless wisdom, technology, culture.
He's wearing a grey jacket. His name is Boris.
The world's ancient civilization produced more than 40% of the world's GDP.
Purpose of life is to experience oneness with the ultimate reality, Paramashiva. Life exists on the planet Earth for last 40 billion years, and 5 times life faced complete extinction on the planet Earth. But somewhere one DNA, one cell, living organism is thrown out of planet Earth, preserved inside a volcano rock. After millions of years comes back to Earth due to gravity or whatever reason, gets into the ocean and starts the life again. Sanatana Hindu Dharma is the conscious science to give breakthrough to your DNA through natural selection process and to your consciousness through the conscious decision process. Sanatana Hindu Dharma is a sacred spiritual science. It is not bunch of do's and don'ts. No. Please understand, it is the revelations of sacred truths, cosmic truths, powerful cognition. It is still alive. That science is available, time-tested, foolproof. This science of living enlightenment is the complete solution for all the problems individual or society or modern day humanity is facing. Then you will understand all the problems of the modern day humanity. Sanatana Hindu Dharma is solution. Whether the terrorism or climate change, natural calamities or man-made calamities, for all the problems humanity is facing, the only solution is science of living enlightenment, revealed by Paramashiva from the Vedagamas in the modern day through this body. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution and setting model communities. Understand? Kailasa is reviving the ancient Hindu enlightened civilization. Paramashiva manifested this Kailasa Mandala, the enlightenment ecosystem and the lifestyle. I am going to revive this whole enlightenment ecosystem, Kailasa, by creating a model Kailasas all over the world. I will work sincerely and revive this spiritual science, which is the core for enlightenment ecosystem, making you all manifest the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness and Kailasa of Paramashiva, and making all of us manifest Paramashiva.
In a world ravaged by war, ecological destruction, hatred and division, Kailasa stands as a bold vision of human potential, coexistence, organic living, and alignment with nature. Over the past 50 years, the world has seen the creation of dozens of new countries, and so if anything, it would be odd not to see a new country formed in the 21st century. Without the protection of political legitimacy, there is an imminent danger that the great tenets, scriptures, and science of creating an enlightened civilization, which spanned 56 states, 200 kingdoms, 1700 samsthanas, and 10,000 sampradayas, will be forever lost to humanity. The Hindu diaspora are highly successful around the world. They formed the dispossessed diaspora who has been driven to other countries because they are unable to practice their religion authentically in their own country. They have flourished in countries where they have been allowed to settle with religious freedom. For example, in the United States, Hindus are the most educated and highest earning community, with 77% of them holding a bachelor's degree and 48% having an income of $100,000 or more. Although they are only 1% of the population, Hindus have launched 13.5% of the startups in the USA. They hold leadership, technical and creative positions in companies such as Microsoft, Google, Facebook, etc. This success has been repeated around the world, in the UK, Canada, Australia, etc. James Kirkup, in his 2015 Telegraph article says, British Indians are not just the most successful immigrant group in this country's recent history, but the most successful group of people, full stop. He continues, more extraordinary than the rise in numbers is how it has taken place so harmoniously and profitably for this country and those in it. British Indians, quite simply, are among the most industrious, accomplished and credible amongst us. The best of British, if you like. The same article says that British Hindus are barely 2% of the population, but 12% of all the doctors. Australia and Canada have understood the ingredients of fast economic growth of the country and are doing everything to attract the educated, rich Hindu community. Hindus are the fastest growing migrant population in Australia. In 2017, 200% more Hindus have received invitation for Canadian Permanent Residency Program. Even now, the Hindu diaspora worldwide are the richest. no divorce, have no cases of drugs and substance abuse, lowest mental disorder, no depression. Hinduism is the only religion which neither converts nor kills. Absolutely non-violent, the elite sect of mankind. Because the Hindu diaspora worldwide and the Supreme Pontiff are successful in spreading their spiritual Hindu message of openness and inclusiveness against the forces of hatred and exclusivity, they have become the victims of relentless attacks by multi-armed apparatus of state power. Anti-Hindu forces, extremist caste, supremacist militant organization want a one ideology Hinduism under their exclusive domain. What they cannot digest into themselves, they systematically delegitimize and exterminate. Lawfare, assassination attempts, character assassination of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Attempted assassination and assassinated KAILASANs. Sexual assaults and rape of female monks of KAILASA. Objectification. Character assassination. State-funded child abuse and sexual abuse on the children of KAILASA.
Then I told I don't want to see a picture. Then I told I don't want to see a picture. Then they showed me a picture.
State-operated embezzlement of funds, properties and assets donated by the Hindu diaspora worldwide for the purpose of the revival of KAILASA. Since 1994 up to until now.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvanvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyananda, and welcome everyone for today's program. Today we are going to have a program from Nithyananda Hindu University on the need for Hindu civilizational nation. So today with me we have Ma Nageshwarananda also joining to share about the need of the Hindu civilizational nation. Nithyananda Ma. Nithyananda Ma. Okay. So as we go through the presentation today, we will be sharing the slides as well. Requesting NTV to project the slides. Today's gift on this program, as we enjoy the powerful cognitions from Swamiji, from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Swamiji, as we call him fondly, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness, Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of KAILASA, the ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is an avatar and Jagatguru Mahasannidhanam of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made power manifestation into a science. The sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora are working for global peace and to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. The Nithyananda Hindu University, which is the world's largest Hindu university, with extended campus in over 150 countries, is collecting, preserving, decoding, and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shyamala Pita Sarvagnya Pitam, an ancient apex body of Hinduism, an emperor of Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam, which is a kingdom. He has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on his person and character by the anti-Hindu elements. Before we enter into today's session, we would like to share the powerful cognitions from the Nithyananda Satsang from yesterday, February 12, 2021. Swamiji talked about the intensity. Intensity by its own existence is capable of manifesting powers in all different dimensions of enlightenment. Swamiji says, when I utter these words like state, space, being, powers, superconsciousness, Kailasa of Paramashiva, each is one dimension of enlightenment. When I utter the word Paramashiva, he is all of these put together and much more. Intensity not just changes your mind or your body, it goes to the very DNA level. Intensity towards enlightenment is taking yourself sincerely, not just casually or seriously. Seriousness, Swamiji says, is sickness, life negative. Intensity is taking yourself sincerely. Anyone who is seeking enlightenment sincerely not only goes through physical and mental level transformation, the transformation happens in the very DNA level, core level. If you are an intense disciple and your guru is intense guru, I want to assure all my disciples, Swamiji is saying, I am an intense guru. I take myself very sincerely. I take my responsibility as a guru very sincerely. That is why last 26 to 27 years, continuously working. And Swamiji says, February 14th, will be celebrating the 9th anniversary of Pattabhishekam ceremony of becoming the Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada. So that is the essence of the satsang that we heard from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on February 12, 2021. Today, around the world, the happenings in Kailasa, the Paramashivoham season 22 started yesterday. This is the 22nd season of the 16-day Paramashivoham program. Paramashivoham is not just a program, it is a lifestyle. Swamiji has given this gift of Paramashivoham last year in 2020 March, and through the pandemic, every single day, non-stop, the Paramashivoham programs have been happening with delegates from more than 100 countries participating, thousands of participants. So we entered into the 22nd season of Paramashivoham yesterday, and all are most welcome to join still. This program is happening online, and whichever part of the world you are in, you are welcome to register at paramashivoham.org and become a part. And all the Chinese Sangha, the Chinese devotees around the world, celebrated the New Year celebrations and celebrating on February 12th and February 13th by the Chinese Sangha around the world. Entering into the today's topic of the Hindu civilizational nation, the need for the Hindu civilizational nation. Before we enter that, understanding what is a Hindu civilizational nation. For that, we need to visit a time and place from the past, a distant past and forgotten lands. These are not legends or mythology, but history, Purana, as it happened. Now, we will play a glimpse of the most beautiful ceremony of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akhada. Before we continue further.
गणेश शारदा सद्गुरु मंगलमूर्तिभ्यो नमः। यं ब्रह्म वेदान्तविदो वदन्ति परं प्रधानं पुरुषं तथान्ये विश्वोत्पत्ते कारणमीश्वरं वा तस्मै भगवान् सदाशिव ऋषिः विराट् छन्दः श्री गुरु परमात्मा देवता हम बीजं सशक्तिः सोऽहं कीलकम् श्री गुरु कृपा प्रसाद सिद्ध्यर्थे जपे विनियोगः। अंगुष्ठाभ्यां नमः। ॐ हंसीं सोमात्मने तर्जनीभ्यां नमः। ॐ हंसूं निरञ्जनात्मने मध्यमाभ्यां नमः। हंसैं निराभासात्मने अनामिकाभ्यां नमः। ॐ हंसौं अतनुसूक्ष्मात्मने कनिष्ठिकाभ्यां नमः। ॐ हंसः अव्यक्तात्मने करतलकरपृष्ठाभ्यां नमः। ॐ हंसां सूर्यात्मने हृदयाय नमः। ॐ हंसीं सोमात्मने शिरसे स्वाहा। ॐ हंसूं निरञ्जनात्मने शिखायै वषट्। ॐ हंसैं निराभासात्मने कवचाय हुम्। ॐ हंसौं मदनुसूक्ष्मात्मने नेत्रत्रयाय वौषट्। ॐ हंसः अव्यक्तात्मने अस्त्राय फट्। भूर्भुवः सुवरोमिति दिग्बन्धः। ध्यानम् हंसाभ्यां परिवृत्तपत्रकमलैः दिव्यैर्जगत्कारणम् विश्वोत्कीर्णमनेकदेकनिलयम् स्वच्छन्दमानन्दकम् आद्यन्तैकमखण्डचित्त।
As we were sharing the glory of Hinduism, these are true incidents from our history. This history is not taught in the schools or even well known. Our ancestors were driven from their homeland and there was nobody to tell the story. Sanatana Hindu Dharma thrives in an ecosystem. At the center of this ecosystem is the temple. Other parts of this ecosystem are a sacred forest or sacred trees and plants, water bodies such as rivers, lakes, etc. Hinduism is an open architecture framework that allows experience powerful cognitions. These cognitions are intensely life positive. So, what is the true grand narrative of Hinduism? Let us now watch and learn directly from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
नित्यानन्देश्वर समारम्भा you with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Sri Mahants, Tanedar Kotari, sitting with us all over the world through Nithyananda TV, Sadhana TV, and two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha, sitting with us all over the world. Seattle Adinam, Toronto Adinam, Phoenix Adinam, Bogota, Colombia, Indrani, New Jersey, Trinidad, Tobago, Warrington, UK, Hyderabad, Gupta Kashi, and lot more cities. With this now, I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I first want to tell you guys that I am starting this new tradition of having 2 satsangs, morning and evening both, so that I'll at least deliver 400 satsangs this year. Instead of 365, at least 400. And I'm making these 2 satsangs as a tradition because see, Mahadeva very clearly says in Agama and Tantra both, first and foremost, my responsibility is keeping the body healthy, so I'm letting the body adjust itself to its natural biological clock. Like when it feels like eating, let it eat. When it feels like lying down, let it lie down. I'm leaving it to it. Yesterday night till 3:30, I was sitting and working. Many of you would have even got likes from the Facebook and chatting and all that. Because I'm letting the body to create its own rhythm and its own biological clock. Facebook. Actually, that is what now I am leaving it to the body. When it feels like lying down, I let it lie down immediately. When it feels like working, I let it work as long as it wants. Actually, it is working more number of hours when I gave that freedom to the body. So I'll make sure at least 400 satsangs are delivered in this year. And of course, I already committed all the 400 powers, the whole science I'll reveal. Not just science, I'll start even doing initiations, means making those powers as an experience in your system. Let me enter into today's subject. I have just few more things to share about seeking. Understand, seeking reorganizes, rejuvenates your inner image. It beautifully evolves a very powerful inner image, very powerful outer image, very powerful life image. Living with the people in whom seeking is awakened is Kailaya, Tirukkailaya. Really, that is Kailasa. Living with the people in whom seeking is awakened is Kailasa.
When you think of accounting and finance, what comes to mind? Don't worry, this is not my course. I have something just a little more special planned for you. Do you want to learn about accounting and finance in a way that you've never been taught before? Of course you do. My visual approach.
And creating more and more people whose Pratyagatma Chaitanya, individual consciousness, is awakened, whose inner image is aligned to seeking, whose inner image is grown out of seeking. Understand? Seeking is the Hindu grand narrative. Before expanding on this new word, which I uttered, the Hindu grand narrative, I wanted to acknowledge, thank Sri Raji Malhotra. It is from his article I picked up this word, the Hindu grand narrative, and the concept of Hindu grand narrative. I wanted to acknowledge and thank him. Of course, I wanted to thank him for all the great work he is doing, and especially for this great article, Hindu grand narrative. The word and the concept, both is from Raji Malhotra. I really wanted you to understand the Hindu grand narrative. Understand? First, you need to catch the word grand narrative. It means every civilization has a collective identity, sometimes artificially created with integrity, sometimes artificially created without integrity. Please understand. Artificially created with integrity, artificially created without integrity. If I had to give an example, Krishna as a grand narrative. Surely ISKCON has created it beautifully, but with integrity. They have not told any lie about Krishna. They have not told any lie. They worked very properly, they created. Maybe the artificial word is not the right word. I should use that organized. They created in a very organized way. Krishna as a grand narrative for their organization, but with integrity. They did not miss integrity. And organized way created grand narratives but without integrity. 10,000 names I can say. Understand? The grand narrative is the collective inner image each civilization creates their own grand narrative. Each civilization adopts their own grand narrative. Sometimes the grand narratives just evolve spontaneously and get followed. Sometimes the grand narratives are very organized way propagated and followed. A spontaneously evolved grand narrative is Shirdi Sai Baba's grand narrative. With no organized effort, just spontaneously the grand narrative started and it has spread all over the world as Shirdi Sai movement. Organized way, but with integrity, created is Bhagavan Swaminarayan, Krishna, grand narrative of Krishna as per ISKCON. It's all organized way it is done. I should not use the word artificial. Organized and with integrity. They have not told any lie about Swaminarayan or they have not told any lie about Sri Krishna. Whatever ISKCON declares and claims about Krishna is completely truth, including their idea of he is the supreme. Because, please understand, anybody experiences the ultimate through a window, he feels his window is also supreme. Through a window, if you see the sky, by and by you feel that window frame is also the sky. Window, you experience the sky. You are given freedom to declare that window is supreme. You are not given freedom to say there is no other window, but you are given a freedom to say that window is the supreme most. And so because that freedom is available already in Vedic tradition, even they are declaring Krishna is the God, ultimate God. I'll say they are integrated. They are integrated. Only they don't have a right to say that there is no other door, which they are not saying. I don't.
Hindu Dharma is
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
intense opportunities for everybody to practice and be pro-positive and be very constantly seeking. Seeking is not just meaning that we are searching. No. Seeking means you are actually building powerful cognitions. It teaches us how to manifest what we want through our powerful cognitions, through our strong willpower and breakthroughs. Just using our willpower, we can build everything we want and we can get everything we need. And our rishis, who were actually scientists, they were scientists in the metaphysical terms. They have developed so many aspects of Hinduism science. We can use formulas, we can use processes, and there are so many procedures to replicate this. If somebody says it's not science, science is actually verifiable, science is replicable. Science also teaches you that you will be able to transmit, or somebody else will be able to repeat the results if you give them the process. So this is possible in many areas of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, as we know. And this is what makes Sanatana Hindu Dharma unique in its perspective, because it is so life positive. It is constantly encouraging us to go out and seek to become more and more friendly towards ourselves and develop strong, powerful cognitions. So, what do we actually mean that Swamiji is life positive? What does Swamiji actually mean by that? We have a small video clip and to see what Swamiji is saying about Hinduism being life positive. Ma, can you play the video, Ma? The next.
नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिव समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Sarvanyapita Yajamans, Kartas, Shrimahans, Mahans, Kotaris, Tanedar, visitors, viewers, Nithyananda Yogam participants, Nithyananda Hindu University students, Kalpataru Yoga participants, and everyone watching live on Nithyananda TV, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Enlighten app, KAILASA TV, Hinduism Now TV, Twitter and two-way video conferencing, online Gurukul students. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Today, especially the Kalpataru Yoga participants attending all over the world, I welcome all of you with my love and respects. First thing, I wanted to express my happiness, joy, bliss that in Ayodhya, Rama Janmabhoomi, Sri Ramachandra Prabhu's temple is going to happen. I'm so happy. Just wanted to express my joy, bliss. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. And today's session is all about Kalpataru. Understand the first sacred secret, powerful cognition. Sanatana Hindu Dharma is all about life positive. It is neither exploitative nor violent or abusive tradition. It does not ask you to convert. It does not ask you to involve in any life negative thinking or activity. It does not even behave authority. It does not even behave like an authority. It is not authoritarian. Listen carefully. In Sanatana Hindu Dharma, truth is authority. For example, in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, kings are not remembered, only gurus are remembered. That also how? No form, nothing. Once they leave the body, just Shivalinga is installed on them. That's it. Vaishnava Sampradaya, Tulsi plant is planted. Shaiva Sampradaya, Shivalinga is installed. Over. Nobody knows your face. Nobody knows how you look. Nobody knows about anything. All your life's important achievements will be considered and written as a Purana, Leela, Shiva Leela. That's it. Maybe maximum your name will be there in the name of the deity, like Sundareshwara. Agastishwara. Patanjalishwara. Like that, the deity's name may carry your name, the name you had. That's it. Nothing else. Understand, in Hindu tradition, only truth is authority. Nothing else is authority. It is such extreme life positivity, I tell you. I have read enough of philosophies, ideologies, fresh, living, most ancient, like sun, as fresh as sunrise, as living as sun, is our Hindu tradition. Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Vedas and Agamas, so fresh, so refreshing. There is nothing called authority exists in Vedas and Agamas. First thing, today I wanted to tell you all, I bless all the Kalpatar Yoga participants who are attending all over the world. All the Kalpatar Yoga participants, if you are able to see me and hear me, please wave your both the hands. I wanted to bless all the Kalpatar Yoga participants. All the boons you wanted will be fulfilled. As living manifestation of Paramashiva, I bless you all. All the boons you wanted will manifest. My blessings. Understand, now I wanted to explain the science of Kalpataru. Listen carefully. Hinduism is all about life positive. It is absolute life positive. It is all about the extreme enlightenment and intelligence. Means truth is the authority in Hindu tradition. Nothing else, nobody else. Nobody can make an authoritarian tradition, authoritarian cult out of Hinduism. No. Fundamentally, only truth can be authority in Hindu tradition. Even the great gurus, great Mahatmas, incarnations, they are remembered only as deities, representing the principles of Vedas and Agamas. Hinduism is all about life positive, extremely life positive. Understand? That is why when Parashakti brings this science to planet Earth, she comes from Kailasa carrying Atma Linga. Paramashiva himself as Atma Linga, and this whole science, Paramashiva Jnana and Paramashiva Vijnana, to planet Earth, to Kanchipuram. And that is where Paramashiva appears again and teaches the whole Paramashiva Jnana and Paramashiva Vijnana to Parashakti in human language. It is called Kamikagama. Kamikagama very clearly says it was taught to Devi. That Agama itself, the name of the Agama, Kamikagama, means methodology to achieve what you want. Understand? Hinduism is all about life positive, manifesting what you want. It is all about truth. Truth is the authority. Today I wanted to tell you an important thing. Through this Kalpataru Yoga blessings, first thing I give you, the boons you asked will start manifesting, my blessings. Second, today also you are given a new possibility to restart your whole life. Understand? Not only I claim, I declare past can be changed. Understand? Hinduism not only claims, it declares Not only the future can be built as you want, the past can be altered as you want. If you start practicing completion from today, every night, not only you will build your future as you want, I give you the power to change your past as you want. Start practicing completion intensely, sincerely every day, you will understand. Building the future as you want is possibility. Changing the past as you want is power. Understand? Building the future as you want is a possibility. Changing your past as you want is power. This power and possibility, both possibility to build the future, power to change the past, both starts manifesting in you when you start doing completion intensely every day. First, I give you the boons you asked, all the Kalpataru boons. As living representative of Paramashiva, I bless you all. All the prayers and boons you are having, let it be fulfilled. My blessings. Second, from today, start practicing completion. More and more completion. More and more you will manifest the possibility of building your future as you want, changing your past as you want. Third important thing, watch satsang every day. Read my Prasthanatraya revelations. Prasthanatraya means Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita. I have already written books revealing all the original Akashic records of Upanishads, Brahma Sutra and Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is already published. Upanishads and Brahma Sutra is available in video form. Read and internalize this Prasthanatraya. Understand? Hindu tradition is all about truth and raising your frequency. I want all the temples, adinams, universities of KAILASA to start collecting Vedas and Agamas and all the books I have written and start organizing library, Jnanalaya and Grantha Samadhi. I also request all the volunteers to support this Grantha Samadhi happening, Jnanalayas happening. All our temples should have largest Grantha Samadhi and Jnanalaya of Hinduism in your city. You should be the largest Jnanalaya in your city or state or country. Because Hinduism is all about truth. Hinduism is all about truth. Listen. all Sarvanya Pitas should collect all the books I have written and all the Vedas and Agamas in every possible language and start having huge library. Understand? Yes. Only if you read the original Prasthanatraya, Veda Agamas and Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, only if you read the original, you will understand the reality. You will understand the truth. You will understand what I stand for. Listen, I want to tell you, Jnanalaya, Grantha Samadhi, Hindu traditional library. See, Hindu traditional library has principles. Like a books are gods, living representative of Saraswati and Dakshinamurti. They are organized as per Vedas, Agamas. The authority means the frequency of the truth they express, not ordinary word authority. The authenticity of the truth they express. The which frequency level truth they are expressing. Based on that, they are classified. Vedas and Agamas are given the ultimate state of Shruti, and Puranas are all given the status of Smriti. Then Upavedas, Upagamas, Upapuranas, all that continues. And I have a great news for all you guys. Last 10 years, we worked almost 50 lakh, means 5 million books we have collected. In this, there are the unique books. Means we have only one copy. From many old bookstalls, platform bookshops, old elderly Hindus who collected their
gives us multiple opportunities. It's reading books, or whether it is cooking, whether it is wearing your clothes, whether it is just our ordinary daily day-to-day routine. Life, you are celebrating life through all these things. You just learn how to be joyful. You just learn how to be in that life positive framework. It is intensely life positive. Today I have two of my close friends, because I could get only my close friends to join me, right? To tell me how they have experienced the positive aspects of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and how these teachings that Swamiji has given has helped them when they apply it in their daily life. It's not something very distant. It's not something that we cannot use. It's not something so special that only if you wear a certain kind of clothes and at a certain time you can use it. It is every day you can use it for every instance, every situation, every given moment. You can strongly use these teachings. You can powerfully manifest what you want through these teachings. So I'm inviting Ma Lakshmi, my friend from Malaysia, and Ma Nageshwara, she is also from Malaysia. I want you to both to briefly introduce yourself, Ma, and explain how you think these teachings, not only you think, how it has taught you to think and be very life positive. Yes, Ma. Ma Nageshwara, Ma.
Hi, Ma. Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam.
Nice to meet you again, Ma. Nithyanandam. Hi, Ma Lakshmi
Thank
Prabha. It's a very interesting topic, I would say, for you to ask such. Yeah, it's very simple. Day to day, we actually use Swamiji's teaching. One of the key things that I would say is the way I look at someone. Okay, for me, it's in the past that when there's a mistake is done, I tend to point to others. But with Swamiji's teaching, the most basic thing that I've learned is just my reflection. So whenever I learn to look into myself, that empowers me that I can actually complete that and move on in my life. I don't need to do the hangover towards that. So that's the basic thing which I can apply across anything, whether it could be my career, whether it could be my relationship with my siblings or my mother or anybody around me. It helps me to grow and expand, sharing the same thoughts as it is. And I forgot, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Swamiji actually gave me my name as, my actual name is actually Shanti Beria, but Swamiji has actually given me a spiritual name, Manitya Nageshwarananda. I'm actually in IT line, okay, for the past 14 years. And I've been actually Mahan of Malaysia, and I've been like engaging with Swamiji's activity most of the time, which actually keeps me going with life positive. To run his project is not easy. So you are being challenged with every angle. Only with his pace and the way you have connection with him, you actually have a lot of possibility appearing in you, which I do not get them actually clearly differentiate this and makes me do a lot of things with possibility in me just because of this one line of all his teaching, which is the first thing when I went to his program. He just taught this 4 tattvas, and that 4 tattvas actually gets applied till today in any circumstances.
Can you explain a little bit the 4 tattvas you're talking about? What was the first?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
The 4 tattvas that I would refer, he says integrity, the words that we give to ourselves and the word we give to others, the way we apply is actually giving a fulfillment. That means in those days, we always, the way we speak, sometimes we try to be non-integrated with our statements. We try to just to not avoid certain things. We try to go off with that integrity words. So it doesn't apply only through words. It's also integrity to time, integrity to space. Everything that you applies in your day-to-day, it's actually a highest level of fulfillment that you get because of your integrity, because you know for yourself you have done your best and you carried it with you throughout your life. And the second part, he says authenticity. That would actually the possibility that you have with you in any aspect of your life. Cosmic will always shower you and say tadastu, tadastu, tadastu. There's no such thing that nothing is impossible in you. You just go on putting your hard work and have that space that it will happen to your highest possibility, that it will actually get showered at any point. That's why this power manifestation actually helps us a lot, because it shows you the possibility that you can do breakthrough, whether it's in your patterns, whether it's in your belief, whether it's so it's so beautifully the way it can carry that particular part in you. The next thing is in order for us to achieve the first one and the second one, you have to take responsibility. There's no such thing that you can just manifest without taking responsibility. So we try to always avoid taking responsibility in our life. We just try to run away in many ways so that we don't want to do it, but we want the results. It's a very common behavioral, sometimes even into your day-to-day life. You're so lazy, but you want that results out of your life. So taking responsibility in achieving everything that you want is one of the way. He says it very beautiful. You are a leader by state, you're not a leader by status. So whenever you take leadership or you take responsibility, you can actually see the whole vision, and because he empowers you that much, so then you can actually know you can do it, whether it's a less period of time given to you, whether it's less resources that you have to you with you, you just do it because of the aspect of responsibility that you carry with you. And the last, I would say, in a simplified form, is enriching. I like this is the most beautiful things that I have personally learned till today, ever since I joined and know Swamiji since 2013. Whatever I do, just teach another person. Just get that value, because by you teaching the others, it sustain more stronger, powerfully with that teaching that you have actually shared. So whenever we have the opportunity, Sanatana Hindu does it in a very beautiful way. It's so easy. You just don't need to put so much of hard work, so much of, you don't need a proper language, you don't need certain criteria where you do it. Let's say you want to talk and everything, you got to prepare notes, you got to prepare this. But with here, the enriching just flows in you because it comes within you, the inner space within you. So this is one of the key thing that I've learned, to value me and how I can actually teach others to enjoy the same thing that I'm enjoying through this enriching aspect, so that they benefit together with us and we see them same as us. See, it's
Wonderful.
very, yeah, that's one thing that I actually feel more. This is one of the life positive things that I actually see from all these four tattvas. Yeah.
Very beautiful, Ma. The way you have experienced and you expressed it itself shows that it has empowered you. These four tattvas were not simply given to you because they are four tattvas. But when you applied these four tattvas, you felt so empowered. You felt that you could overcome situations in life which you would normally have found challenging otherwise, just by applying these four tattvas with sincerity. I will now ask Ma Lakshmi, when Ma Nageshwarama was speaking about responsibility, I recall one of the conversations we had where you said you have seen many students become successful because they just took responsibility. So why don't you help talk to us a little bit about and share with our viewers a little bit about your experience when you have applied this in, whether it is any of the teachings that Swamiji has taught from Vedas and Agamas, or even just the four tattvas, when you explain it to students, how they have applied it, and of course, please introduce yourself before
Yes,
you.
sure. Thank you, Ma Nithyananda, everybody. I'm Lakshmi Prabha from Malaysia, and specifically from Penang, an island. And I've been I am still in the industry of teacher education. So I have been, having a lot of students pass through my hands. But coming into the question or the subject of life positive and Swamiji's teachings, now I have known Swamiji, Swamiji brought me to him in 2015, December. And that's where I learned about the four tattvas, and then it became a part of me. Now, if you ask when Ma Nageshwara was telling each one of it, I said, okay, that's a nice, revision. But somehow it has been like, I have changed in myself itself. And then I try to share this with my students. And some of them have given me good feedback. And just to share one nice incident that just happened 2 days ago. See, one of my schoolmates, it's like 30 years since we last met, okay? So we got reconnected. And when I saw, reconnected online, so when I saw his face, I said, no, I said, are you okay? We're talking. I said, hey, have you ever checked your sugar? He said, what the hell? I'm doing exercise and all that. And 2 days later, he comes back and he said, you need to help me. You need to help me. I said, what? He said, doctor says my sugar is high. And this is all because of Swamiji's initiation. We do body scanning. I just looking at his face, and I just said that. And I said, okay, now don't panic. I will just introduce something. So, and he's in Sabah. So I just sent a whole pack of things of Swamiji's from Aluaya and KL to him. And what he had done is he went and Googled. And now he's listening to Swamiji's satsangs. He said, I like the way he speaks. So coming back to the fourth tattvas, it has just become a part and parcel of my life. Like if I promise you something, and he was surprised, he said, I didn't know, you told me you're going to send, and you sent it immediately. Then I said, yes, because that's what we told, to keeping my word to you, and keeping my word to myself. So that's what the four tattvas. But I have something that Swamiji always says, when you look at the four tattvas, they go into an acronym of AIRE, I-A-R-E. But what I did is I add the C because Swamiji exudes so much of compassion. So for me, it is integrity, authenticity, enriching, and then it is the compassion. I always find that compassion, and a lot of people have told me that I have changed, because I was one person who just like, I want this, I want it to get done, I don't care. But now my colleagues, as well as my students, say, Miss Lash, are you okay? I say, what, okay? No, you're different, you're different. I say, okay, thank you, because yes, I am different now. And I always say thanks to Swamiji. So when I go to work, I started wearing this. It was good because people ask, and I said, Miss Lash, what you wearing?
Can you explain what is it called and why you're wearing it?
Kantamalama. So when they looked at it, they asked me, what is this? Then I introduced the science of this Rudraksha, and they go, oh my God, really? I say, yes. And I think you met some of them who are in that program that we do with them. And that has aroused their curiosity. And I find like we don't have to talk to people. Watching us, they want to know more. And I find that's happening to me very clearly. And yesterday when Manyanatma was having the YouTube channel, so he said, right. So I wrote something, and it was picked up, and Manyanatma read it, because I said, ever since Swamiji, whatever happens to me, I just said that is the way Cosmos wants it, and I just keep moving. I don't sit and say it or cry and say, I didn't get this, but I say, okay, if it didn't come, then that's what Cosmos wants.
Lakshmi, here I want you to explain how, when you actually say that Cosmos wants this, you're not actually giving up.
No,
you are actually, it is coming from a very powerful space. How can you explain the difference to our viewers so they understand that this is not coming from a, you're not parking yourself into a space which is basically powerless and saying, I don't have to do anything. Cosmos is doing everything for me. No.
Yes, Ma. Very true. Thank you, Ma. That's it. It's not declaring that in the space of powerlessness, but rather in the space of powerfulness. That means I know what I'm doing and the decision I want. If it comes my way, then it is because Cosmos is guiding me that way. If it did not come that way, it doesn't mean that I've lost it, but I know Cosmos is redirecting me to what Cosmos knows is better for me.
1 minute, Lakshmi, here I want us to really pause and understand what Lakshmi is actually saying. She's saying 3 things. She's saying that she fully trusts the Cosmos to give her what she wants, and nothing is falling apart. Oh my God, I asked for this and why is this happening? No, she's not panicking. All that she's understanding is, I've told Cosmos, and now Cosmos is removing everything that has to go in order for me to become empowered to reach it. It's not that somebody else is going to come from outside and deliver it for you. No.
Very true.
You ask for it, you have to manifest it. And so cosmos is making you powerful to manifest it. And how is that happening? It's happening by removing all the things that are not necessary in us, in each one of us. So she's saying that she always envisions life as bringing more and more good to her, in the sense every challenge she's facing is making her expand, is dropping things that she doesn't need in order to grow, and is also helping her more and more to stay in the powerful space.
Yes, Ma.
Am I right, Ma Lakshmi?
Yes, Ma, you're very right. It's just that, like, what I'm trying to say is, because if these things happened to me before Swamiji, I would have pressed the panic button. You know, I have done that before, but this time I find the difference in myself. You see, because like Swamiji said, no, I can be your son, your daughter, whatever. But yeah, I talk to Swamiji as a friend. So when I want something done, I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And whatever the results, I know you will know my strength and you'll guide me. So I go for it. So it is like, yeah, difference is before I would have pressed the panic button. Now, I think either the panic button is diminishing or it's no more in me. That's all I can share. Yeah.
And what the freedom that gives us, right? When we are not panicking, we are able to think, strategize, and choose our reaction. See, that reactionary assumption that hits us. As soon as somebody says something, we don't feel hurt. As soon as somebody is saying something, we don't feel, oh my God, my world is falling apart because of this person. Or even if somebody denies us something, we don't care, because we are not manifesting in the terms of this person is not giving me this person is not giving me that. We are manifesting in the terms of cosmos is showering what I need, and cosmos is saying this is not appropriate at this time. That's all. Cosmos always says tatastu, but cosmos at this time is saying this is not appropriate at this time. And being in that space empowers us. Mahalakshmi, you also mentioned how some of your students experience breakthroughs when we introduce the concept of just being life positive, cultivating more and more self-love, like Ma Nageshwara was saying, how she developed this positivity.
Yes.
Can you give us some examples of how your students were able to transform themselves and their thought process just by asking them to value themselves?
Yes, Ma, but what I could actually say or see when you were conducting the workshop, I had not seen that side to them. The way they opened up and the way they gave the feedback. This just to share, Maharani and I were doing a workshop with my bunch of 25 students, graduating class, and the feedback surprised me, because I did not expect that out of them, because the change is happening. They're maturing, and the way things were shown to them or shared with them. So I really do not know, because it's like, it is me passing that energy to them, plus you and my yoga mother passing the energy to them. And something happened. I don't know, Ma. I can't put my finger on them, because 25, if at least 10 have got that kind of reaction or that kind of positive thing, I'm happy. And that's what I want. And I just to share with everybody, 2015, when I first was introduced to Swamiji, and those days we had the luxury of going up to Swamiji and asking something right at it. So I had written in my paper, I said, I want to change the Indians in Penang, where I'm from. And the very next semester, I get a bunch of 25 Indian Tamil major students as my mentees. And then I was like, oh my God, because all my years of 25 years being in campus, I never had Indian students as my mentees. And here I'm landed with 25. And I know the reason why Swamiji has done it. Like, if you can change this 25, then you will change the people in Penang. That's how I see it. So, so I found that, yeah, Cosmos is listening, and Cosmos directs you where you need to go. Right, Ma? Thank you. That's, I don't know, beyond words, yeah.
Ma Nageshwara and Ma Lakshmi, going beyond these dualities of, what we can manifest, what we cannot manifest, there's one thing that underlies everything that we do these days. And it is when we are explaining, when we are enriching, when we are telling somebody, we are able to actually listen deeply and speak into their listening. See, this is such a power that Swamiji has given us. When we speak, people feel comforted, not confronted. And that is because of Swamiji's compassion that flows through us. As an initiated devotee, we are able to just speak into people's listening and be in the space of compassion. We can somehow Swamiji transmits those compassion and through us. That's so humbling to feel and experience. Ma Nageshwara, can you share some of those experiences? Ma Lakshmi, you can share after Ma Nageshwara. Yes.
There's too many situations that I would like to relate. Okay, I have to pull an example now. if Mahalakshmi, you have one, you can start first. I just thinking of which example that I could do.
Well, Ma, I have someone who's actually joined the Sangha now. She's attending, satsangs and all. And every time she comes back in the mornings, I have a message. Thank you, Ma. I thank you for bringing Swamiji to me. Then I replied to her. I said, no, Swamiji found you, because she used to talk to me. I used to tell her, okay, why don't you one day, why don't you come and just listen? And now she's hooked on to Swamiji and the satsang. She attends, I think, the courses. She's waiting to attend Paramashivoham because she's got some laptop problem. I think she should be listening in. So it's like, she keeps thanking me. Then I said, don't thank me, thank Swamiji. Because she said somewhere, I have been so kind to her. That's what Swamiji has given us. So we are just exuding that. I'm not even like telling her, but just talking to her, she feels that I have been so kind to her. And if we translate that kindness, I think that's compassion. And that's why in the fourth part was, I've got the C at the end. So I always remember IREC. The C is compassion. And I don't know, Swamiji is like overflowing, oozing with compassion. And I find that, all of us, I don't know, I soak in Swamiji's compassion. That's why.
And if we recall, during any initiation Swamiji gives, before he gives us the initiation, he says, do I have your permission?
Yes.
I find that very endearing and very, the highest form of self-respect anybody can give another being is to inquire, is to ask, are we doing, how are you all doing? And do you still want to continue with it? It's like cosmos seeking consent from us.
Yes,
and I just cannot get over that, because every time we are all here with our all incompletions and whatever we have, and there you go, suddenly that from that space you can see Swamiji is not at all in with us in our space, but he still comes down and he has the compassion to ask, do I have your permission?
Yes, ma'am.
And that itself is so strong and vivid in me. Whenever somebody is talking to me, I realize I have either given them the permission to speak with me or speak to me like this, or I am actually empowering them to speak in this way. So it depends on what you're experiencing at the time. And you can change it because it is all your manifestation. How has that power helped you, Ma? Ma Lakshmi and Ma Nageshwara, can you explain a little bit about how that powerful cognition has shifted situations for you? The powerful,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
ma'am. The powerful cognition.
Yeah.
I'm just explaining to the viewers what I mean by that powerful cognition. The powerful cognition is combination of the cosmos is giving me what is best for me. It's creating what is best for me on the one hand. On the other, this is the reality I am manifesting. So combination of these two thought currents, such powerful thought currents, can change situations in life that we feel are pretty useless. I mean, this is it. If it was in normal everyday life, we would not have been able to handle it so beautifully and come out of it. So, Ma Lakshmi and Ma Nageshwara, you can talk about some of the examples or some instances in your lives where you have actually used this extremely life positive cognitions and how it has helped you. Yes.
Nagesh, you want to go first or what? Nageshwara.
Go ahead, Ma. It's okay. You're unmuted. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just basically, it's just, you see, I have been in this industry of education for about 30 years now. And I met one of my former students who actually said, she came and she said, "You're so different now." So because I used to be very strict, what they say, a very strict teacher, I want this done this way means this way, I learned a lot through meeting Swamiji, in the sense that coming into their listening. And this is really something that always, lights up whenever I'm going to talk to a student, I'm going to talk to the class. It's like, go into their listening instead of, So I have practiced that.
Excuse me.
Sure.
Can you explain what you mean by go into their listening? Because people are thinking, a lot of people will be thinking, who are new to Swamiji and Sangha, may not understand what we're talking about listening. They think, I'm also listening all the time.
Yes,
but there is a difference between hearing and listening. So why don't you explain a little bit about it? Thank you, Ma.
Okay, Ma. Right. So when we say listening, is like giving them the time and giving myself the time to understand what they're saying. Because I know, I've read somewhere, Swamiji had said, listening is a divine activity. So you see, in the field of education, we have what's called a wait time. So when you give a question, you are waiting for the students before they give you an answer. But this one is, now when they are giving you the answer, you are waiting to understand what they are saying. You're processing it on a non-judgmental platform. Because every child brings something into the space. So that's what I've learned, and I find that it is, it's helped me understand my students. And, my colleagues also say, "You're different now." They say, "What ways am I different?" No, you're not jumpy like before. Because when I want something, I want it, like now I listen, I process it. Like just an example, I walked into my head of department's office to get something signed, and she was flooded with work. She said, "Don't disturb me now." I just stood and I said, "Okay." I went back to my place. And the next minute, she walks into my room and she said, "I'm sorry, so much of work, swamped with work." I said, "It's fine, no problem. No, give me what you want me to sign." This is like, okay. So this is like getting into their listening. That means I listened what she was experiencing and I took action. Yeah.
Ma Lakshmi, here I want the visitors, the viewers to also understand one powerful thing that Ma Lakshmi did in that instance is she did not have a reactionary assumption. Very important for us to understand. When somebody says something, we understand it as meaning something else. All that the principal was saying is that she is feeling overwhelmed. And so Ma Lakshmi said, "Okay, when you feel a little more relaxed, you can come." She did not feel offended. She did not say, "How dare she do this to me?" She did not say she's just a junior to me and how can she do this? I'm a senior teacher with 50 years of experience. Or it is like, I'm counting. This is probably the 273rd time she's done this to me.
Ma,
Or she's...
the old me would have done that, Ma.
Right? Isn't that so true?
Yep.
It is, none of these reactionary assumptions existed at the time.
Yep.
All that Ma was experiencing at the time was, she is not in a listening space. So let me move away from that. It was not weak. It was not thinking that, oh, she's going to get angry at me. No, it was none of these. It was a powerful decision to be in the space of listening without judgment, without a reactionary assumption. We normally go into a situation with a reactionary assumption. Understand, 99.9%. I can even add one more 9. 99.99% of the time, when we go into a situation, we either make it worse by our reactionary assumption, because we open our mouth and say something that will cause more damage than what they want to say. Sometimes if you just keep quiet, people will do their damage themselves. You don't have to say anything. You just have to wait and watch. Right? We all have had that experience. So what Ma Lakshmi is saying in this instance, when she walked into the room, she went there to get something done. But it was not an expectation that it would happen instantly. It was not an expectation that she would get it because she's, oh, I am senior teacher. No. She went there as a common person to see if this could be done. And when she found out her principal was not in the space of listening, she just came out and she said, okay, let her come into the space of listening. But look at the impact, that calmness, that stance she took, that absence of that non-reactionary assumption had on somebody who she was interacting with. Do not underestimate the power of that. Don't think people do not understand or they cannot read what you mean. In the past, we have all done this. We have all been angry. I think in some houses I have seen, and I think even in some movies, I've seen that when people are angry, they bang the vessels, they do this, they do that, right?
Yep.
So showing all these things in such a life-positive, life-impacted way shows us how rich Hinduism has been, right? And Swamiji has embodied this. He's taught, like Ma Lakshmi said, Ma Nageshwara said, he has taught us how to live these powerful cognitions. So what would we think? We would think the world is ready to embrace all these wonderful teachings. We are ready to be in that powerful cognitive state. But in fact, the opposite has happened. This is where we have to become more and more aware and more understanding about what is actually happening in our world. Such a deep, life positive, replicable science that has taught us how to live in a deeply fulfilled and a happy manner has been systematically and brutally attacked. How has it been systematically and brutally attacked? Let's listen to that. As the operator is getting ready to play it, let's listen.
I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus from all over the world and visitors, viewers, SJP Kartas, Yajamans, manifestors, Srimahans, Mahans, Kotaris, Tanedars, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Kailasa's e-Gurukul students, Nithyananda NHU students, everyone sitting with us all over the world. With my love and respects. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Today, I wanted every one of you to understand Indian media is heavily funded and owned by anti-Hindu elements. Indian media is built and owned with only purpose of eliminating Hinduism from India. Once for all, finishing it off. Understand, Indian media does not spread news or facts of what happened. It spreads its narrative. Indian media has a clear narrative. Their narrative they spread using opinionated, distorted, not only opinionated, distorted facts, blatant lies. I wanted you guys to understand, I have some evidence to show many of the organizations, the international bodies, clearly prove Indian media is the worst corrupt media. Actually, Indian media heavily funded and owned by anti-Hindu elements. Literally, you are out to destroy Hinduism. Please understand. Hindus all over the world need to understand this. And Hindus all over the world should stop trusting Indian media cult, Indian mass media cult. You should stop trusting Indian mass media cult as the source of information. That is all I am requesting. Please understand. I want to bring the truths to the world through the series of satsangs. Stop the Hindu Holocaust. Today, third day.